You know, he's a very good boxer, as we all know. He boxes well. He had a good fight here last time against Poratnikov and a good win against him. So he's going to be very confident. Obviously, you know, he's been in the ring with big names like Manny Pacquiao, and obviously he's fought at that big stage before, so it's not going to, we know that's not going to really put him down or scare him in a way or get him nervous. So I'm going to be ready for whatever he brings to the table. He's quite serious in the game, you can see, because obviously by changing trainers and, you know, thinking that, you know, you want to be better at the sport, and he wants to be better than the last fight he had against Pacquiao. What you need to do, you have to move trainers, you have to change things in your life. And I think he's done that, and that shows how serious he is for this fight, because he really wants to win. So it is going to be a challenge for me. It's going to be tough, but I really believe, you know, I have the technique, the movement, the skills to beat Chris and look really good against him as well. It's going to be more of a boxing match. If Chris wants to come and fight, you know, we're going to be there. If he wants to run and move and punch while he's moving, I'm going to be there. So whatever he brings to the table, you know, I'm going to have answers.
You've won your last 4 fights. Prior to that, you lost in 2 previous. What changed between losing that last fight and then winning the next 4?
What changed for me was changing trainers. I mean, now I'm under Virgil Hunter, and obviously when you do have a downfall, you know, you have a downfall when you have, you know, I was with a trainer before who, you know, maybe wasn't teaching me the defensive side of boxing. I needed to work on a few things and improve as a fighter. And with being on the Virgil, you know, he's done that for me. He's made me a better fighter. He's made me understand the sport of boxing, and he's taught me the things I needed to be taught. You know, working on my technique, my skills, and also when to punch at the right time and when to throw the right punches, and the defensive side of boxing, knowing when to defend. I'm looking past this fight because, and everywhere I go, people ask me, oh, what about Mayweather, what about Pacquiao? I mean, I'm looking at them guys, the guy I'm fighting, and the guy I've been working on, the techniques I've been working on is to beat Chris Algieri, not Mayweather, not Matt Pacquiao. So really, I've got Chris Algieri in front of me, so there's no point in me looking at Mayweather, looking past this fight, because that fight might never happen.
Amir, good luck on Saturday. Real quick question. What do you think about the fight with Rona and Porter? Who are you picking if the Mayweather fight doesn't happen? If you get past Algieri, would you consider fighting?
You know what?
One of them?
You know, one thing about me, I fight whoever they put in front of me, but I mean, I'm not looking past this fight. It's going to be against Chris Algieri, so they're the only questions I'm taking.
You got a prediction for that fight then?
Let's talk about this fight, buddy.
You guys have proven you can take a punch and get back up. Do you think this has the potential to be a really entertaining fight?
Yeah, it is going to be entertaining because obviously, you know, having a style that I have, you know, and having a style that Chris has, there's going to be a lot of punches thrown in this fight. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of, you know, times where I'm going to be coming forward. There's going to be times that he's going to come forward. You know, it's going to be more of a boxing skillful fight. It's going to be like a game of chess at times, but then might turn out to be a fight. So the fans will enjoy what they watch.
Because he was down 6.
In this part of the country fighting in this arena.
I love coming to New York. You know, I had a good performance against Paulie Malignaggi over here a couple of years back. I had my first fight in America in New York, so I love coming back to America and coming back to New York. But yeah, coming to the Barclays is something I've always wanted to do. You know, I speak to CEOs all the time, and they've always said, Amir, when are you going to fight here? I've come to other fights here, but never had a fight here myself. So I'm very excited to put on a good performance, and I've seen how PBC put on shows over here. So I'm quite excited to have my first PBC fight.
Because he was down 6 times in his last fight against Pacquiao. Do you want to test shit at all? Maybe see if you can have some.
Look, Pacquiao's a great fighter, and obviously Pacquiao did what he had to do in that fight. We were very different stylistically. You know, Pacquiao was a southpaw, so I don't know if that maybe caused Chris Algieri problems. I mean, Chris is 100%. You know, he's won all his fights against orthodox fighters. I'm orthodox, so he's going to bring something else to the table. But you know, I'm a different fighter to Manny Pacquiao. I know he's been down a few times, but I'm not really focusing on that. I'll focus to work the full 12 rounds with a high work rate, and my fitness is ready for the full distance. So if we go the full distance, we're going to be there.
Amir, with all due respect, did you happen to see the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight in a few days? Did anything surprise you about the fight?
I saw the fight, I was there, but you know, I knew Mayweather was going to win with his reach and size. Mayweather's a big guy, you know, and he's very long with all his punches, and I knew he was going to win that fight because I've sparred with Pacquiao before, and I knew that what will give him problems is what Mayweather has.
The fact that Chris is facing you so soon after he lost to Pacquiao, is that to your advantage? The fact that you're not taking a 2-0 fight and just going in, you know, against the world best fighter like yourself?
It shows how serious he is in the sport of boxing, because obviously if he doesn't want to take a tune-up fight and he wants to be back up there fighting the top guys in boxing, then you have to respect him for that. And I think he is a threat because obviously he thinks he sees something in me that he can beat me with. So I have to be 100% on my game. Where he might be thinking I'm just looking past this fight. I'm not looking past this fight. I know this is a serious fight for me, and Virgil's been drumming it. Virgil, my trainer's been drumming it in my head that look, you need to get past this fight in good style. You need to look good. It's not only about only winning this fight. It's also about winning it in good style. Looking really good in this fight and putting a great performance on it, sending a safe statement around the world how good Amir Khan is.
You have a history of coming out into the ring with flash and pomp and circumstance. A lot of people say that detracted away from your style. You plan on doing that coming into the ring?
I mean, we're gonna do what we normally do. Like I normally fight, how I come in the ring, how I start my first round. Everything's gonna be the same. It's always worked for me, and I'm just gonna stick to the way Amir Khan fights. Obviously, I've changed a lot of tactics. My last 2 fights were against southpaws, so I had to change up a little bit by fighting an orthodox fighter. And so Algieri's a good boxer, moves well, boxes well. So it's all about beating him at his own game, really, and I think I have the skills to do that.
Amir, you win now. Rematch with Danny Garcia? Can we see that?
I love that, yeah. I mean, that fight is something in the future that could happen for sure. I mean, I'm 147 now, which is I'm a lot more comfortable at this weight, whereas before I was killing myself making 140, but this is a good weight for me, and I'm quite excited what the future will hold for me once we get past this fight.
You've acknowledged that you've made some mistakes before in certain fights, right?
Yeah.
Parted too much before the last one. Do you feel like you're a more mature fighter now?
I mean, I don't think it was a partying or anything. I think what it was is not training in between fights. When I'm in camp, not working on a strategy that is going to make me win the fight, and not being as serious. I think now as I'm getting older, I'm 28 now, and I can't really afford to make any mistakes now. I'm at the peak of my career where if I make any mistakes, then I think I'm done. So I don't want to be going back a step. Look, if I get beat by Algieri, forget about all these big fights that are out there for me. That's why I'm so hungry for this fight. I can't let anything go wrong, and I need to be focused.
So do you expect us to see the best Amir Khan we've ever seen?
Yeah, definitely. In the last few performances, you've seen good Amir Khan, and at this time, you're going to see the best Amir Khan come Friday night.
Amir, how do you feel about fighting on your first PBC card and showcasing your talents in front of like 3 TVs?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Obviously, the fight's going to be shown on Spike TV, so it's gonna probably be shown to a different audience out there. Not only boxing fans, non-boxing fans, and I think the style I have, the explosiveness, the speed, the power, I think they'll take a liking in that. And it's all about having more viewers. It's all about giving us fighters a value, and I think what Al Heyman do with PBC, I think that's what he's trying to do. I like the way it's set up is. The setup is when you walk out, how you walk out. All eyes on the fighter. You're not really gonna be full packed with so many people walking you to the rings. You're gonna have that space, and I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be something new. I've seen a few shows and I've liked it, so I'm quite excited to see what it's gonna be all about.
You said that you feel you have a lot to lose if this fight doesn't go your way. Do you have to hold yourself back from taking unnecessary chances?
I'm gonna do exactly what I've done in my game plan. My game plan is to be smart and box smartly and not make any mistakes and just stick to the game plan. If I stick to the game plan, I'll be fine. I mean, as I'm getting older now, you can see I'm much more focused, and I'm a lot more patient in fights, like the Alexander fight and the Palazzo fight, where I was very patient. I wasn't making the old mistakes that I used to make. So this comes with time, and like I said, I'm not 100% yet, but I'm slowly getting there.
Have you had assurances from Floyd's people that if you get by this fight, that'll be the
No, nothing. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to speak to the team. I didn't want to speak to Floyd's team or anyone, and I respect my own team, who also is Al Heyman, and who also looks after Floyd. They have the respect for me that not to bring other names in, or not to mention any other name but Algieri. It's been that serious, and my team that serious as well. I'm not spoken to anyone from Floyd's team or heard anything, or from Pacquiao's team. Nothing. My focus is on this.